Miss me! Time for another pint with JG. Today we are in the Brunswick, which is in the northern part, the city centre of Leeds. Lovely spot. Got a lot to talk to you about. So much so we're probably going to split this into two separate episodes. Drinking a pint of Kirkstall Pale, which is very nice. I'll have another taste of it now. Spot on. So lots to talk to you about. So we had Tony Hughes, author of Combo Prospecting, on IRC Book Club a couple of weeks ago. If you've not seen it, there's a link to it here in the video. And one of the things we talked about at the time was, having done the job for as long as I've done it, 20 years in recruitment, 20 years purely in sales recruitment, no other modality of recruitment other than a few other roles we've worked on recently. I guess it's left me, in many respects, uniquely positioned almost as a forensic specialist that arrives at the scene of a career crash and can almost piece together what took place when people are, usually often when they come to us, in a little bit of a dark place. And what I'm going to talk about today are some of the really obvious giveaways that somebody is in a bad position. So for me, one of the biggest, most obvious signs of a horrendous career car crash is when a candidate turns around to me and says they've paid someone to write or rewrite their CV for them. This, to me, is just absolutely ludicrous. Ludicrous beyond any measure. The CV writing business, if there is such an industry, preys on the weak. It preys on the burned out. It preys on the weary. It preys on the exhausted. Getting somebody to write your CV makes no difference whatsoever as to whether you will or will not get a job that is right for you at the next point in your career. No difference at all. You get you the job, not some CV that's been written by some guy. The moment a candidate says to me, oh, I've paid this guy to write my CV for me, I know for a fact I will not, and we will not, as a recruitment business, make money out of that candidate. It firstly tells me that their head is a jumbled mess, that they don't know what to write about their own career, about themselves, about their own ability as a salesperson. They don't know what to write about their successes, about their achievements. But it's worse than that. It says, I don't know what my own value proposition is to the market at large and why somebody would or wouldn't hire me, which in itself is a horrific signal to send to somebody that you want to represent to you in the job market, and a horrific signal that a candidate sends to themselves. Notably, I can't articulate in writing a value proposition. I can't look at an offering, piece it together, and make a cogent document that says why somebody should buy it. Are you kidding me that you would feel comfortable saying that to someone? It's just outrageous. In inverted commas, a so-called professionally written CV will not improve your ability to be found on LinkedIn or on search engines. Do you honestly, for 1 second, believe that LinkedIn, Google, and every other search engine on which your CV may reside hasn't caught on to the concept of what in reality is the keyword stuffing that takes place and is enacted by these people that rip people off for these so-called professional CVs? What rock have these people crawled out from under to take advantage of people in that way? It's disgusting. More specifically, If your mind's in that place, if a candidate's mind's in that place, they think that they need to get somebody to write a CV for them, they've probably lost the plot. They really have. The likelihood is they've probably forgotten how to sell. You know, I can understand it in other industries and in other sectors, but in sales, a salesperson saying to me, oh, I've paid someone to write my CV for me, I just don't get it. And it indicates to me a depth of lack of salesmanship that is beyond overwhelming. Write your own CV, for God's sake. Get back to the basics of proposal writing, pitching, acting like a salesperson that's going to put together a story that somebody's going to believe. Yeah, all right, you might have moved around a bit. Yeah, all right, your last 3 jobs might not have worked out a bit. Work it out. That's what you get paid to do. That's what you get paid to do on behalf of the companies that you go and work for. You don't pay someone else to write your CV. What are you going to do? Pay someone to write your proposals and your tenders? I'm going to stop. So that's the first part of what is going to be 2 or 3 episodes of A Pint with JG today from the Brunswick here in the north part of the city. Really nice, drinking a pint of Kirkstall Pale. Remember to check out IRC Book Club. This month we've been doing the salesperson's, what is it?
Secret code.
The salesperson's secret code, and we've got the authors on the show at the end of the month. Also, if you're a hiring manager and you're watching this, or if you're just even considering recruiting somebody at some point, check out our Always Be Hiring podcast, which is now really picking up a bit of traction. Last month we had Professor Sir Carrie Cooper on the show, who was an absolutely superb guest talking about stress and employee well-being in the workplace. Outside of that, thank you very much for watching and goodbye.